So welcome to Invest. We'll talk about investing, finance, and professionalism for today's items only. The investment we're going to talk today will be Ethereum ETH. First, want to say happy Saturday, everybody. Great week so far. Respect to recording time of 8:54 a.m. on the Eastern Time. Ethereum currently trading $4,608, down about 1.30% so far. On the overall crypto market, I would say it's relatively red, right? Leaning more towards a downward slash neutral level. Besides, Solana is up about 1% at the moment, trying to sustain or revive the momentum that it has been having, testing the all-time highs recently. And on the media front, I would say it's not as active as typically on Saturday morning. It's not the most active among the media fronts. So there are some news that are interesting to know, but they're relatively stale at the moment. But we could just go through them one by one. So the first one's on Cointelegraph about 15 hours ago. Talk about my Ether wallet, right? Allows users to mint Ethereum blocks as NFT. So it seems like there's more NFT related type of commercialization, more retail adoption as well. That is being implemented into this platform called My Ether Wallets, right? And the next one is on Benzinga about 16 hours ago. Talk about Ethereum might be ready to break above resistance level in the next couple of weeks. So this is a technical analysis article, which we'll dive into in a bit. Maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. Again, it's a speculation, so we'll see how that will turn out. And then the next one's on Decrypts about 17 hours ago. Talk about the collector with like 6 O's. Why people pleaser? And the spelling is a little different again. It's PPLPLESR. So it's like a very weird spelling. It's like completely misspelled for obviously for a specific reason. And it's basically like an NFT art. And it's on Solana instead of Ethereum. Quite interesting. Seems like one of the earlier artists. This is one of the first artists that called People Pleaser again, right, with the weird spelling, to launch our first Solana-based project. So seems like again, right, Solana. They did mention that they're not trying to, cannibalize or try to compete against Ethereum, but it seems like there are a lot of things that they're doing that are quite comparable in terms of a competitive perspective, but also in terms of the proposition that they provide to their users in the value perspective as well, right? I think that's pretty much it. The last one is again something we talked about already. Is the Sotheby's, right? The auction house to accept Ethereum live bids for famous Banksy prices. So this is something I already talked about yesterday. So let's just dive right into the technicals. So right now we are at this $4,610, down about 1.27%. We are forming a depth cross. So we at the 60 out of 70 basically. So technically we are levitating, hovering on a sideways fashion, trying to sustain to get back to the all-time high, which we have been leaping for quite some time now. So it's either we go back down or we keep going up, right? And there's no signals of reversing yet. So ideally coming back down to right, to the low 4,000 first, right? The 4,250, and then recuperate from there could be possible. But we'll see how that cross section will look like. And by then, I think we should be somewhere around like the 40s if we get back to the 425, right? And that will subsequently allow us to sustain the momentum from here. But if we break that, we're going to go back to the 3845. That's just the way it is per the technicals. On the Bitcoin side of the world, we are still forming a depth cross, again, 55 of 70. So ideally selling back down to somewhere around, in a more logical level to 53 to the 48 to the 43 would be more respectable for us to incur additional risk. So right now we just probably hold at the moment and not buy additional Bitcoin at the moment. You might want to maybe test your luck a little, maybe buy somewhere around like the low 60, right? But that's something that's up to your risk aversion if you think long term anyways. Dogecoin right now we're still in a bearish state, so ideally buy it somewhere around like the 23 to the 20 cents would be much more logical. Cardano right now is still at a bearish state, right? It seems like we cool off from the surge that we had at the golden cross, but now on the opposite side of the spectrum. So we are selling back down to somewhere around like as we break below $2, we're gonna go back to 182. If we break 182, we have a long way to go to 145. Solana is still sustaining right now. We're still in the bearish state, right? But right now with the 58 out of 70, and we're trying to basically recuperate and curve back up right now. So I would not probably buy Solana at the moment, despite the positive news that we've been hearing so far. I'll probably wait until we get back to the 130 all the way to 113 from here, like I keep mentioning, right? XRP is forming a death cross right now, so we're going to be selling back down to 110. If we break 110, we're going to go to 101, which I believe 110 is not a bad level to buy right now. Polkadots right now, it's leaping down. It's very bearish still, right? You can see that there's the ball is dropping really, really fast with the 47 out of 70. So ideally buy somewhere around like the 42 at the bare minimum. But I would think about even incurring any risk at the moment, 32 to 25 from here. Algorand's down about 6.66% right now, a devil number. Right now, it's a relatively bearish. Right now it's a 60 out of 70. We technically formed an apex already, but we could never really get above 210. We could never really sustain above 230 for obvious reasons, which is the reason you see this narrow candle. So I think ideally buy somewhere back down around like the 182 at bare minimum, but 160 to 152 is still the logical level. Shiba Inu is still very bearish. You can see the ball is still dropping with the 51 out of 70. So ideally buy somewhere around like the 2,700 to 900, much more logical from here. Oops. So respect to risk management level, as we deplete the RSI back to below 35, as we deplete back to the preliminary golden cross, right? That's the best opportune time for you to incur additional risk. Right now, it's not the best opportune time for you to incur any risk. It's better to just hold and watch the movie play out, like I keep mentioning, right? So if you ever take a picture of this, I hope you guys have a good weekend as well. And I'll probably post again before I head out later today. I'm actually going to head to the gym right now. But really appreciate you for spending time with me this morning, and have a good weekend. Again, I feel like I'm repeating myself this morning. I think I'm just a little tired from, even though I slept well last night, but I'm just a little foggy for some reason. Maybe I've been working too much, or maybe I have not been taking my vitamins enough. I feel like I've skipped out for a couple of times. So I'll try to, take in more calories this weekend, maybe have a little cheat day or so. I typically eat relatively clean, right? So I need to take care of myself, and I really appreciate the kind notes that you guys sent me yesterday. I'll try to get better. Because like if my body fails on me, my whole body will, my mental, capacity, my cognitive capacity will all fall from there, right? So I need to take care of my body. So I'm reminding myself that I'm human too. So, yeah. So really appreciate you. I'm gonna stop now. So have a good day and take care. Bye.